When working with Azure Blob Storage, managing cost isn't just about reducing storage, it's about making smart choices based on how your data is accessed, stored, and protected. To estimate and manage these costs effectively, you'll use the Azure Pricing Calculator. This powerful tool helps you project your migration costs, monthly usage, and even future workload driven expenses by allowing you to input specifics about your data access patterns and redundancy needs. When you're planning your Azure Blob storage budget, there are a few key cost drivers you need to consider. Understanding these will help you make smarter decisions about how you store, access, and replicate your data. Your storage cost directly reflects how much data you're keeping in Azure. Whether you're storing a few gigabytes or scaling up to terabytes, you are billed based on total capacity used each month. The more you store, the higher your monthly charge. So it's crucial to monitor and clean up unused blobs when possible. Every time you read, write, or delete a blob, Azure counts it as a transaction. And yes, you are billed for it. You'll also incur charges for data that's transferred across Azure regions or out to external systems. So, if your workload involves frequent access or heavy data movement, those costs can add up quickly. Azure offers multiple redundancy options: LRS, locally redundant storage; ZRS, zone redundant; GRS, geo redundant; and RAGRS, read access geo redundant. Each option has different pricing based on how broadly your data is replicated. Choosing a more resilient option like GRS offers better protection but comes with a higher price tag. So you'll want to match redundancy with your recovery needs and risk tolerance. Head over to the Azure Pricing Calculator and select Storage, then Blob Storage. From there, you can input the tier, hot, cool, archive. Select redundancy options, LRS, ZRS, etc. Estimate storage size, transaction volume, and egress traffic. See a monthly breakdown of your projected charges. When managing your Azure Blob storage costs, it's important to look beyond just how much data you store. There are several pricing factors that can significantly influence your bill, especially as your storage usage scales. The storage tier you choose, hot, cool, or archive, affects your per gigabyte storage cost. While cool and archive tiers are cheaper to store, they come with higher access fees. If your data is accessed often, those extra access charges can add up quickly, making the hot tier potentially more cost-effective in the long run. In the cool and archive tiers, every time you read data, you're charged per gigabyte. So, if you're storing data in these lower cost tiers but accessing it frequently, your overall expenses might end up being higher than expected. Each operation, whether it's a read, write, or delete, incurs a transaction fee. This fee increases in the cooler tiers, meaning you will pay more per operation in archive than you would in hot. If you've configured your storage account with geo-redundant replication, like GRS or RGRS, be aware that replicating data across regions generates additional per GB transfer charges. Any data that leaves Azure, such as data downloaded to on-premises systems, is subject to outbound transfer charges. This applies universally across all storage tiers and account types. If you decide to switch storage tiers, there are tier change costs to consider. Moving from cool to hot results in charges equivalent to reading all the data, while moving from hot to cool is billed as if you are writing the data anew. These charges are specific to general purpose V2 storage accounts. So, what's your key takeaway? To manage your blob storage pricing effectively, start by aligning your storage tiers with your actual data access patterns. Keep a close eye on the hidden costs, like transaction fees, data movement charges, and tier switch penalties. The Azure pricing calculator can help you model different scenarios and avoid surprises. Above all, stay informed and strategic so you can reduce unnecessary spend while keeping your storage solution responsive and efficient.